Hi, I'm Dan Smith, and I'm going to teach you how to play Rocky Raccoon by the Beatles. This is a great, very simple, accessible song from the White Album. And it's a cool song because it's also a story. And I love songs where you can tell a story. But I'm going to demo it through a few times, just the basic chord progression. And then we'll break it down piece by piece. So it goes like this. So that's a few times through the chord progression. It never changes throughout the whole song. And the Beatles probably do it a little faster than what I just did, but start at this, at this tempo, and then you can always speed it up as you prefer. But the very first chord is an A minor seventh. Now, A minor seventh, this is a particular kind of A minor seventh, because typically A minor seventh is played without your pinky. But we're going to include our pinky for this one. So you're starting with your index finger on the second string of the first fret. Your middle finger goes on the fourth string of the second fret, and your pinky goes on the first string of the third fret. You're going to play the bottom 5 strings. And the strum that I'm doing for this is really grounded in a bass note. Down, up, down, up, down, up strum, right? So the bass note for A minor is the 5th string, or the A string, conveniently enough. Down, up, down, up, down, up. You're going to do that 2 times, right? So it's bass note, down, up, down, up, down, up, bass note, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you'll notice my strum is very small, right? And I'm going just for my wrist. You're going to be tempted to kind of go from your elbow. Don't do that. It's going to give you less control, right? You want to try to keep it real small. And another piece of advice I'll give you is start out strumming lightly. You're going to strum a little too hard, a little too heavy, and it's not really going to give you anything to build up to. In any case, that's A minor 7th. Then you're going to keep your index finger right where it already is. You're going to put it on the second string of the first fret because we're about to do a D7th. You're going to take your middle finger and put it on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret, and then your ring finger on the 1st string, also on the 2nd fret, and you play the 4th string for your bass note. And then you do the same strumming pattern. You do that twice. And that's D7th. Then you're going to go to G7th. Now this particular G7th is with your ring finger on the 6th string of the 3rd fret, your middle finger on the 5th string of the 2nd fret, and your index finger on the 1st string of the 1st fret. And you play the 6th string for your bass note, same strumming pattern. You do that twice, and then you're going to go to C. Now for those of you who are not familiar with C, C is going to start with, I recommend you start with your ring finger on the 5th string of the 3rd fret, your middle finger on the 4th string of the 2nd fret, and your index finger on the 2nd string of the 1st fret, and you play the 5th string for your bass note. But here's the thing, you're only going to do that 1 time. Right? Everything else you've been doing twice up to this point. Now you just play C once, because then you take your ring finger off and you go to a chord that we will call C with a B bass note. So it's like C/B. You're going to take your middle finger and move it up 1 string. So you're on the same fret. Right? You're just taking your middle finger, going up 1 string to the 5th string on the 2nd fret, and you play the 5th string for your bass note, and you're going to do the same strumming pattern. Bass note, down, up, down, up, down, up. And that is effectively the end of the chord progression, because then that takes you back seamlessly, hopefully seamlessly, back to A minor 7. Now, if you haven't already picked up on this, a good thing to be aware of with this chord progression is what the high E string is doing, right? For A minor 7th, it's on the 3rd string. For D 7th, it's on, it's on the 3rd fret. And then you're going to go to D 7th, where the 1st string is being played on the 2nd fret. Right, so it's just step down 1 fret. And then on G 7th, it's on the 1st fret. And then for C, it's open. Right? Open meaning with no fingers on it. So that's part of the hook of this song. It's part of what pulls our ear in with this. So you really want to let that cut through. Right? Because as these bass notes are going, in many cases, up, right? A to D, or in some cases making a big jump down to G, this little tiny note up here is going down. It's a very Paul McCartney thing to do. He loved to do that. He'll have one little bass note doing up this, and then a little high note going down like that. It's very Beatley. So, in any case, that's Rocky Raccoon. Now let's talk about how to sing this song. It starts out with a whole monologue, which we're not going to get involved with that for right now. But to get yourself started, you know, with the first line, Rocky Raccoon, Rocky Raccoon. You got to find the bass note or the strum that you're going to connect up the syllables of your words with, right? So, Rocky Raccoon. So rock and coon, right, of raccoon. Rocky Raccoon stepped in. So the in of into is where you're going to put your bass note for D. Into his room. And then room goes on the 2nd bass note for D7. Only to find. So on only, the own of only is where your bass note goes for G7. And then on find is where your 2nd bass note goes for G7. Now, I'm kind of helping you see a way to sort of puzzle piece this all together, but I've talked about this in other videos. When you're trying to sing and play at the same time, this is a great way to get your foot in the door, but ultimately you really just have to relax, listen, and let the magic take over. You don't really want to be spending all your time like a little erector set putting the whole song together, because you're going to drive yourself nuts like that. Welcome to New York City. Here comes a siren. This too shall pass. But I hope that helps, you know, because I understand this song can be a little overwhelming especially if you've never done a lot of singing and playing at the same time, to put it together and have the rhythm flow smoothly. But it's a great song, and it also sounds like the song right away when you're playing the chords, which helps, right? Let's face it. So, that's Rocky Raccoon, and I'll see you next time.